Hello there, welcome back to my bench once again. Hugh here. In this tutorial I'm going to tie up a streamer fly called the dock spratley. A very effective fly in lakes and still waters and also in your rivers. So I chose this guy to tie for you today. So we'll get him out of the vise, I'll get a new hook in and we'll get started here. For the hook we're going to use a mustad 9672 streamer hook, size 8 for this guy. So we'll get him locked in here. Just like so, clamp them in, there we go. And our thread today is UTC 70 denier black. And we're going to start that thread back about 3 to 4 hook eye lengths behind the eye this time. We're going to start that right about there and wrap back. We're going to do touching wraps back to above our barb here. Just keep wrapping back. Just like so. And we're going to snip that off first here. Get that snipped off here. Okay, then we're going to wrap back a little more. There we go. And the tail is guinea fowl fibers, guinea hen. So I got some natural guinea hen here, and I'm going to strip off some fibers for the tail. I want a fairly decent sized tail on him, but not too overly thick. About that many fibers right there looks good. So I want to measure that up about the hook gape, and then we'll tie that down with a pinch wrap right on top here like so. There we go. Wrap back a couple wraps. Get that right above the barb like so. There we go. There's our tail. Okay. Now we're going to wrap that ahead. And I'm going to snip that off about the length our body's going to be here. There we go. We're going to bind those fibers down all the way up here. Stop right there. Now, we're going to wrap our body and our ribbon at the same time. And our body is small black wool yarn. And our rib is going to be fine flat silver tinsel. So I'm going to take the two together here and place them together lengthwise here. Just like so. And I'll snip off those tips even here. We're going to place that directly on top of our shank, like so. Right where we left off with our thread here. Bind those down. We're going to wrap all the way back. Just work back to in front of your tail. Just like so here. There we go. And we're going to wrap those down good with several snug wraps. Come forward. And we'll stop right there once again. Okay, next what I'm going to do is put a little half hitch in here. Right there where we left off. And I'm going to swing my bobbin cradle around and rest my bobbin there. And we're going to begin to wrap the body first here. Okay. Now with this black yarn, I have to make sure it stays nice and flat as I wrap it. So we're going to take our first wrap around here. I always like to take the first wrap by hand to make sure I got it placed where I want it. Pull it nice and snug here. And we're going to begin to wrap forward here. And I'm going to use my rotary function to wrap it up. Just keep wrapping forward. Nice snug wraps close together. Till we get to our tie off point here. There we go. Gonna move that cradle out of the way. We're gonna come in behind that material. Come up over top. Wrap behind. Another wrap behind. Then wrap a couple wraps in front. Then do the same once again. Then wrap back on that. Snug it down. And we're gonna snip off the excess. There we go. We're gonna tidy that up, put some snug secure wraps in there. There we go. So now we're ready to wrap our rib. So I'm going to grab that and we're going to begin to rib the fly. I'm going to use my rotary function here and just wrap that up. Nice even wraps all the way up to the tie off point. One there didn't want to cooperate, so we'll fix that. There we go. And we're going to tie that off. Just like so there. couple wraps, and we're going to wrap back on that. locking it in really good, and then we're going to snip off the excess. There we go. Okay, so next we're going to wrap our collar, which is soft hen hackle here. I have that all prepared. I stripped off one side because I don't want too heavy a collar on this guy, and we're going to tie it in by the tip. So we're going to strip that down here like so, tie in this tip here right on top, a couple wraps, then wrap forward, snug it down good, snip off the excess tip just like so. Okay, now we're going to take our hackle pliers, grab a hold of our hackle here by the stem, and we're going to begin to wrap our hackle just like so. We want one wrap right in front of the other. I'm going to stroke them fibers back as you wrap, just like so here. There we go. And the hackle pliers let go on me, so we're going to catch that before it lets go on us here. See if I can get a hold of it again. There we are. Okay, that's fine. Okay, we're going to come up behind that, tie that off, a couple wraps, release the pliers, just like so. Tie that down good, snip off the excess. Now I want to take these fibers and pull them down and back at the same time to form my collar. It's more or less a throat, not a collar, but and then we're going to wrap back, keep wrapping back on it, just like so. There we go. So that gives us our hackle underneath. So next is our wing, and our wing is pheasant tail fibers, off regular rooster pheasant tail fibers. So I'm going to select a section of those for the wing, and you want a decent sized wing, not too many. It's hard to judge how many fibers, but I would say by looking it's usually about 20-25 fibers usually. That's just a guess. And we want to put those on top for our wing, so we'll bring those in. Keep the tips even on the end there. And we want those to come back about halfway on the tail, or a little more, it won't hurt. Come in with a pinch loop on top. Tie that in good. Come back with some soft wraps to lay that wing down on top of the shank, just like so. There we go, that looks good. And come back forward a few wraps, then we're going to snip off the excess wing material, and we're going to bind that down good and snug. Okay, now we're ready to attach our head, and the head on the Dock Spratley is peacock herl. So we're going to, I got 4 strands of peacock herl here, got them lined up, and I'm going to snip off the brittle tips here, the ends, we don't want them. Tie those in right on top here, and I'm going to form a a loop, because when I use peacock herl I always like to make a peacock rope. When I use it for bodies, heads, whatnot, it's much more durable than just wrapping it alone. So we're going to make a loop, and then come back towards in front of our wing here, and then wrap back to the eye. Let your thread rest right behind the eye. Then we're going to grab a hold of our thread in our peacock herl, and we're going to begin to form a rope here. We're going to spin that up, and before I wrap it forward I'm going to take a little bit of head cement like so here. I'm going to put a little drop on those thread wraps for added durability. Let that soak in, just like so. Now I'm going to spin this rope up a little bit more yet. Okay, now we're going to begin to wrap. Make your first wrap directly in front of your wing, just like so here. There we go. Then we're going to begin to wrap forward, just like so. Going to spin that up a little bit more before I proceed here. Make your next wrap right in front of the last. Just keep wrapping up. Just like so, till we get to where we want to tie it off. Okay, that looks good right there. I'm going to tie this guy off. I'm going to come up from behind, over the top, a couple wraps, behind your material again, over the top, a couple wraps, then we're going to wrap back on it. Lock and get in really good. Several snug wraps, then we're going to come in and snip off the excess nice and close here. There we go. And make sure that's locked in there good. Okay. So there's another finished Doc Spratley. All we got left to do is make a 4 to 5 turn whip finish. And glue the head and he's a done deal. So I'll bring in my whip finisher here. And we're going to make a 4 to 5 turn whip finish on this guy. I'll actually do a couple more wraps just to make it nice and secure. There we go. Come up, snug in your thread good and tight. Snip off the excess. There we go. There he is, done deal. So the way I like to finish off the heads on my flies, a lot of times I use, instead of head spin, I'll use my Solar bone dry, as you know. So I'm going to come in, give a thin coat on those thread wraps. We'll go around here, just like so. There we go. That's soak in. Okay. Now bring in my light. Give him a quick cure here. It doesn't take long to cure this bone dry. Okie dokie. Cure that up real quick here. Okay, there he is. Another Doc Spratley. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you get a chance, have the materials, you can tie this guy up and give him a try. Like I say, a very effective fly in fishing your lakes and rivers as well. So once again, I want to thank you for watching, and if you want to see more in the future tutorials, please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate that a lot, and throw in a like too if you wish. So for now, I'll see if I can give you a close-up of this guy without the focus frigging up on me. So for now, I'm going to sign out. This is Hugh. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. So long for now, folks. Happy tying.